Alright, so this one is on the case against Mike Boudet. Now, first of all, there is evidence from his investigator. This man's name is Josh, and he was supposed to turn over the interview between me and him to the police and not release any of that information until Natalie's killer was caught. This was our agreement. He did not follow through with that agreement. In addition, the messages between him and I show that he destroyed that evidence. Or rather, his boss, Mike Boudet, did. In addition, there's the messages from Cara Mia, aka Cara Rogers, that show that not only was she having her and her child's lives threatened, but also that Mike Boudet was attempting to blackmail her. Now, this man tried claiming that the email between Natalie Bollinger and I was fake. I didn't have the ability to make a fake one. And Danica Garner, as well as Shelley Campbell, both verified that it did come from Natalie Bollinger's email. These people were all involved in hiding their own wrongdoing. But also, in doing so, they created a public opinion which formed a whole bunch of people who are attacking me, attacking my character, and physically assaulting me. Each person who did this contributed to it further. And you guys wanted to be angry at me because I was angry about being assaulted. There is zero accountability to our government. They are not responsible for anything that they do. The police are not held responsible for the things that they do. The public pretender's office are not responsible for the things that they do. All they have to do is take advantage of my disabilities, and they can do whatever the hell they want. And they did. They did exactly that. Meanwhile, I asked people for the help that I needed, help to prevent these people from being able to do this. And those people procrastinated. That shows me that they weren't actually interested in helping, they were just fucking with me. Kara Johnson Miles belongs in prison. Alicia Bollinger belongs in prison. Now, the destruction of so much evidence and police turning a blind eye to that evidence, police turning a blind eye everywhere to the abuse that I was enduring, and hiding and covering for the wrongdoing of their fellow officers, including the FBI taking part in this. Yes, assisted suicide should be legal. I knew exactly what I was going to have to deal with if nobody actually came forward. Miss Peaches should have come forward. She should have come forward about how hard I had tried before Natalie died. Then there's people like Nicole Peralta who should have come forward. Tamara should have come forward. And then there's Jeff Ritter of Colorado Coalition for the Homeless who should have come forward. And Kara Heller who should have come forward. None of these people did their jobs. None of these people did what it is that they're supposed to do in the case of someone who is disabled, being abused in such a fashion. Why didn't they come forward? Because they are criminally negligent for allowing this abuse not only to happen to begin with and ignoring it, but allowing it to continue to happen in addition to covering it up. Josh and Mike Boudet, these men went out of their way to try to destroy my credibility to an American public, a world public, matter of fact. Of course I speak out. Now, you guys have seen recently that Mike Boudet is obviously a POS. Same thing with his buddy, Josh. But because I don't have a safe place where I can sit down and fill out these hundreds of reports that I need to fill out, and all of the money that I have has been spent to try to find a safe place, where I'm going to places like Shannon Alvarado's, where she's constantly screaming and throwing tantrums because she's an alcoholic, and places like Amber Jesse's in Bristol, Virginia, with Brett Roloff, who, well, basically were screaming the whole time that I was there. And then these people say, all I did for you, all I did for you. You didn't do anything for me. You made things worse. Yes, you allowed me under your roof. Yes, you allowed me to eat food. In most of those cases, I provided my own food. But the fact is, the help that they offered, they never followed through with. Amber Jesse, she's a meth addict who's dating Moose, a.k.a. Brett Roloff. Now, he's one of my key witnesses that shows that I was trying to avoid Natalie and her family. He had invited me to his mother's house in North Carolina multiple times between when I left Virginia and when Natalie was killed. And I kept telling him, no, I don't want to be that close to Natalie and her family. That shows that I thought Natalie was still in Virginia. And that's recorded right here on this very YouTube. And then there's Bobby. He is letting me know today that he is afraid for his family's safety now. Unless I remove his name from YouTube videos. I can't, there's too many. And that sucks. Because the general public needs to be aware. Also, the fact that he stated that as a fear, same as Danica Garner, same as Shelley Campbell, same as Mandy Hughes and Alyssa Rainwater. These people are afraid of the Bollinger family, Alicia's family. Now, either Alicia is scared shitless of her family, and that's why she's gone along with all this, or Alicia is an evil person. I'm starting to really believe that she is truly an evil person who doesn't care about anyone but herself. Their high school antics and games in Virginia ultimately resulted in Natalie's death, but it wasn't just their games, it was the police turning a blind eye to it. Police in Chapel, Nebraska. Police in Boulder, Colorado. And afterwards, many officers took part in the cover-up in multiple states. Officers like William Burr, or Bill Burr, a state patrol officer in Nebraska. When I tried to turn in the officers in Chapel, Nebraska to the Highway Patrol, or the State Patrol, whatever you want to call them, no investigator ever contacted me. And these people took part in threatening and intimidating me further in Chapel, Nebraska, and then playing like they were going to help me. But they weren't interested. They made that abundantly clear. Mike Boudet belongs in prison for what he's done. He didn't just do this to me. He did this to many other people. You're damn right I'm going to speak out. A lot of you guys want me to exercise the Fifth Amendment, my right to remain silent. The problem with that is that if I remain silent, then nothing will change. No laws will change. None of these people who did these things will have any consequences. And then there's cowards like Kayla Trujillo, who should have come forward a long time ago. I went to her house 4 times to get help, in between when I left Virginia and when Natalie disappeared. She should have come forward about this. She tried, I suppose, in her own way, while twiddling her thumbs. And then there's Katie Cahill, who said she was gonna, but she never did.